Hey everyone, so I want to talk to you about another Jennifer Aniston film, and this one is Rumour Has It. This is, I want to say, my 5th or my 6th Jennifer Aniston DVD review. But I could be wrong. There's a few more to get to after this, but I thought, well, I haven't watched one in quite a while. Sorry, my cat is really distracting me. I was like, I haven't watched one in quite a while, so I'll watch one. And I sat down yesterday again. It was just the next one in the pile. No real reason why I watched it, although I have sort of been wanting to watch this one for a while. I don't know what it is, but I've sort of been just drawn to this one. So I'm pleased I finally got around to watching it. This was released in 2005, so it's a little bit older than some of the other ones I've been watching. But I actually thought this was released in about 2002, 2003, because the way Jennifer looks there is exactly how Rachel looks pre-2004. So I actually thought it was about 2003, so I was quite surprised at that, but never mind. And basically this tells the story of a character called Sarah, and she finds out that her life is based on a film that's been made called The Graduation, and she goes in search of this man who potentially could be her actual real father, and then she has to find out if it is a real father, and if it's not a real father, obviously that's fine, but if it is, what does she do, how does she cope, does she tell her family, and then it's sort of, that's the first half of the film. And then I won't spoil what happens by telling you whether he is or not, whether he is her father or not, but then you sort of find out something else, and then there's a lot of twists in it, and you're sort of thinking, well, is that actually how it works? So it is a really, really good plot. The first thing I like about this plot is that it's so unpredictable. You do get rom-coms where you sort of know what's going to happen. Sorry, my hair is really annoying me. There are films where you sort of know what's going to happen, and it's just so obvious. But this one, after the first 20 minutes, I had no idea what was happening. The plot is easy to follow. You don't get lost, even though there are so many twists and turns. You do sort of keep up really easily. But there's just so much surprises and things, and so much unexpected things, which is really, really lovely. It's directed by Rob Reiner, who has directed loads of other really great films. The Bucket List is one of my favourites. He did that. When Harry Met Sally. There's loads of them. Big, massive list on IMDb. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know he did all those. And then it's written by Ted Griffin, who I'd never actually heard of before, but they've done a lot of great work as well. So there is obviously a great team behind it, and then you have the cast. Now, this obviously is a Jennifer Aniston film, and I'm insanely obsessed with Jen in a healthy way. And so that is obviously the attraction for me, Jennifer. I wouldn't have probably looked at it if it didn't have Jennifer in it, or anybody else I liked. But then you also have these three characters here, which are your main characters. You do have other ones, but I just didn't really pay attention to them because they're not that essential in the story. Well, they are essential, but they're not that. They don't make you think, oh, sorry, my cat keeps nudging the tripod. So they don't make you, so she's going to again. And yeah, I get really easily sidetracked. What was I saying? Yeah, cast. So you've got Beau Burroughs, who is her potential father, and he's played by Kevin Costner, of course. And I'm not a massive fan of Costner. I like him, but he's not like one that if I knew there was a film he was going to be in, I wouldn't go and see it just because of him. But when he is in a film, it's like, yeah, definitely. Then you've got her grandma, Katharine, there, who she doesn't like being called grandma, so she gets called Katharine most of the time, and she's played by Shirley MacLaine. I'd not seen her in anything else before, so that was quite a nice surprise. Although I do recognise her. I recognise her from somewhere, but I've got no idea where. I don't think I've seen her in anything she's been in before. So that's a little bit annoying because I'm still trying to work out where I recognise her from. And then you have Jeff, who Sarah is engaged to, and that's Mark Ruffalo. And again, it's another actor I've never seen in anything, but I don't actually recognise this one. But it's just a really, really great cast. So fantastic. You know, full stars for the cast. I love it. It's so well directed, everything flows wonderfully from scene to scene. It's easy to keep up, but it's not choppy or anything. It's really, really good. But the thing that does it for me, apart from the cast, is the plot is so different to anything else I've ever seen before, which is obviously a really, really good thing. Now, it's definitely worth buying if you can get a hold of it. I must point out that it is a 12, so if you're under 12, it's not going to be for you. Just the reason behind this contains moderate sex references, which it does, so that's fine. So if you can get hold of it, do. I think I paid about £4 for this. It's quite depressing that after Jen's films are a couple of months old, they go really cheap. I think there's one of them which is over a tenner, and the rest are like a fiver, which is quite horrible because I love her films completely. I don't know why they go so cheap nowadays, but it's definitely worth getting hold of if you can. you know, you can get a really it's not one that's hard to get hold of, you know, eBay, play.com, HMV, Amazon, possibly WH Smith, it just depends. But Asda even, you know, everywhere has it, so it's really worth getting hold of if you can. So I'll show you the cover one more time. It's a really attractive cover. It's quite white and very, it's a very basic cover, to be fair. There's not much going on, but that's part of the attraction because you're drawn to its simplicity. But yes, it's definitely worth getting hold of if you can. Definitely one for Jennifer fans or any of the other cast fans. But even if you just want something that's a little bit different, but you're still looking for a rom-com, then get this. So please feel free to leave comments and things as usual. That's all I want to say about this. Go and buy it if you can because it is so good. But that's all I want to say. So I will see you next time. Bye guys.